This is the second half of our interview with everybody that swung by at NATA when we were hanging out at the Mueller booth. Again, great collection of people, past guests, future guests, people we hadn't connected with before, but it was awesome to get to meet in person after just seeing interaction on social media and online. So it was awesome to connect with everybody. We can't say thank you enough. Looking forward to some new things that are coming out here in the future. But without further ado, please enjoy this second part of our live NATA recording. Again, focusing on evolution of everything within the athletic training profession over the years, plus just what being at convention means to people, why they're there. And yeah, we hope you enjoy, and we will be back with more episodes starting up next week. All right, back on again. We got Dr. Natasha Denmark, who we had preferred volunteer, or whatever they call it here, doing everything.
Volunteer, yes.
Key volunteer. We're just going to adjust this a little bit. There we go.
Thank you.
So it gets through there. This is your chance to be a sports broadcaster.
I know, right?
Kind of get that
I feel really special.
whole thing there.
Hold
so
up, wait a minute.
Oh, we gotta get the selfie time. I haven't taken this many selfies in
We kind of
quite
look
some
like
time.
Helicopter people. Hold on.
There you go.
Let me do it. Boom. Okay. Sorry, we're ready.
No, you're good. How's convention been for you? Busy, I gotta
Busy.
imagine.
Yeah.
I think I saw you in the hallway earlier. It looks like families
Yeah.
here too. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. Everything looked like it was.
My two babies. Yeah, we've been taking really good advantage of the mother's room. So
Hop on. Oh, we're gonna have the mad scientist,
The
Mr.
mad-
Richard
hello.
Avis, join us as well.
Hey, Richard.
Yeah, just right over the top. You're live.
They have a mother's room?
Yeah. So if you're pumping or breastfeeding.
Oh, that's kind of mother's room. Like,
Yeah.
you have for your kids to go, but
Oh,
I was
not,
like-
not a nursery. I wish.
that's fair.
That
That's
would
fair.
that would have been
Yeah.
very clutch. It would have changed
Whoever's
the whole
listening.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Mic check, mic check.
So the question we've been asking everybody, and I'll be curious for both your perspective, just because of all your volunteer work
Mhm.
here, and then obviously Richard just being at Mueller and at the Mueller booth. What does being at convention mean to you?
It's the single best opportunity of the year to engage with your end users. Prairie du Sac is a beautiful place, but
You're not telling me it's not a vacation destination.
it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So you got to get up, get away from your desk. And I don't get out into the trenches often enough. I really miss it. So you're in the bowels of the beast here. And it's a fantastic few days, for sure.
For anybody listening, if you do go to Prairie du Sac, you can check out Mueller, but also the home of Culver's. So
There you
it's
go.
kind of it's a 2-for-1 on
Yeah.
that trip.
And if you're into geography and the glacial effect from the previous ice age, the terrain there is quite fascinating.
Yeah,
So
it is. It's
Just
a good time.
throw that in.
I love that.
What about for you?
For me, it's connection. So I'm obviously like all of our Twitter family connecting that way. But even just volunteering, people that I would have never met just walking down, I'll help them with. Now I'm at Gear Store this year, but I'll help them with a T-shirt and we'll have a conversation and I'll find out where they're from. So just connecting with new people. I was also at a lecture earlier and I asked a question and then I had I met like Joshua and I met a Holly and I met like a bunch of people that came up to me and were like, I hope the panel answered your question, but I also want to like give you this answer and this answer. So it's just amazing. So connecting with fellow athletic trainers, connecting with professionals just from, obviously sales and all of the different areas. So it's been awesome.
Then the other big question we've been asking, and will be curious on everybody's perspective here is, Mueller's thing is the innovation of Mueller over the last 60 years. So we've just been making it more broad. The innovation you've seen in the AT profession. We'll start with you, Natasha, and then we'll go to you, Richard.
Well, I've seen, I feel like I've seen a lot, and I don't obviously use a lot of this stuff in my area right now, but I do add it all to my lectures. And so sometimes when I'm researching things to add to teach my students, I'll look and I'll be like, oh my God, I wish I had this 15 years ago or whatever. So I think a lot of the even just ankle braces, a lot of the transportation, so even some of the spine boards and things like that, I'm like, whoa, that didn't have a strap there, whatever else. So I think it's been a lot, and it's exciting for me to walk around and see the innovations because I'm learning a lot and taking pictures of things so I can add it to my lectures.
There
so
you go.
Awesome. Yeah.
This makes me smile because I went through the program at Western Michigan University in the early 80s. And the joke I like to make is that athletic trainers from my generation are either dead or retired, basically, by now. And as an inventor, I appreciate forward-looking, divergent approaches to technology, and it kind of blows me away every year. The advancements in modalities is just otherworldly.
Yep.
But beyond that, regarding the actual academic side of the various programs across the country now, the focus now on the mental health of athletes.
Sure.
And the focus upon socioeconomics as related to these kids coming into school now. I think that's one constant. I remember, again, going way back, how I worked high school, small college, and D1, and professional, and in all cases, the athletic trainer oftentimes becomes a de facto parent or best friend and a lot of these young kids now in the rural areas and even in the urban areas, the training room becomes a haven for them. I mean, a lot of these kids don't want to go home at night, and they feel safe with their athletic trainers. And I think that says a lot about the selflessness and the dedication of the people. Let's face it, you don't become an athletic trainer for fame or money.
We did have all the TikTokers on here earlier, so
but
maybe a little bit. But yes, I totally get you.
It's a calling.
Yes,
when it comes right down to it. So that element, and then big focus for us the last few years working with the Corey Stringer Institute again has been the calling attention to the needs regarding prevention and management of heat-related illnesses.
Yep.
And now that is also becoming a big thing in the industrial setting, heat management.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of meat on the bone, as they say.
For sure.
So I wanted to ask a connection, and again, kind of two different viewpoints on this, but from working at Mueller, being at the Mueller booth, obviously the goal is to get products into AT's hands and whatnot. How do you guys go and, make those connections, relationships, so it's not just, constant hard selling for 3-4 days straight?
Well, I think the secret there is our regional sales force.
Sure.
We're one of the few brands that will have dedicated representatives that are out there every day building relationships with the athletic training community, occupational therapists, PTs. Now we've been focusing a lot on the clinical aspects of allied healthcare. So I think that's huge for us because, again, from where I sit back in Prairie du Sac, we're really churning away, developing, researching product. And when I do have the chance to hear from one of our regional guys about so-and-so at the school or with his team having made this comment or having an observation, sometimes that's gold for us, you know.
That's how I start off most podcast episodes. Like, if you got an idea, let them know.
We're always happy
they'll definitely listen to
we're,
you.
We're always happy to take credit for
Yes, yes,
people's
yes.
ideas. So.
Yes. What about you in just connecting, working with NATA, trying to, obviously helping it flourish as much as you can and just connecting with people?
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like a couple of things. I'm able to get information, whatever we hear on the ground, to the NATA, like member services.
Sure.
Because that's who essentially hires us. That's who sets us up. So there's been a couple of things like AT Twitter. I've asked, like, hey, who handles the NATA 1950 account? So I started talking to him and like getting him some information like, hey, there's like conversations that go like wild and, things kind of either get misconstrued or, like not on purpose, but, like things need to change. So how are you guys getting your presence in on Twitter? Because
Right.
there's a huge AT Twitter presence. So just getting into that and just making connections between member services and the actual members to get some information. They work a lot with the Hall of Famers, which is awesome. But as we know, a lot of the Hall of Famers are older. So there's, and I'm older too in, like on the base of who we have on AT Twitter. So
Sure,
I'm like,
sure.
Get in with that crowd. Like you guys will get a lot of information. So just sending that and then like on the smaller scale with the Career Center, what is going on? How come we're not getting as many applicants as there are employers? So right now there's so many employers looking. Like someone that submits their application can get like 5 interviews here. So if you're all listening, go apply that. And then even in the Gear Center, like there's people that have been asking for pride pins. We
Sure.
have pride pins, but like the AT to have
Oh,
pride
yeah,
pins.
yeah.
So just taking that down. Someone asked for visors. We don't have any AT. So like just from the smaller scale all the way to the larger scale of different issues and things like that to bring it there. So I like to be the like listening ear and then like passing the information up to the member services. So
Awesome.
yeah.
What questions do you have sitting over there quiet?
No, I'm like thinking. I'm just listening. Put me on the spot again.
Always.
Second
Always.
time.
I love it.
Not that you can give away any trade secrets. New things coming, people expect coming out or to look forward to over the rest of the year. I heard, I didn't realize because I don't work in the traditional setting anymore, that aerosol skin tack has been a problem.
It actually has. There's been a marked shortage in the availability of tape adhesives for the last couple of years. And I'm happy to report that at Mueller, we were able to sort it out internally.
Dun, 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 dun.
And so the product will be shipping within the next few weeks, right? Yeah.
End of July. So when you're listening to this, it hopefully should be there for fall camp.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
And I believe in talking to people, you still have the non-aerosol version, which still works.
Yes.
If people are willing to venture out and.
Yes, indeed. They're both great products, so they'll be there.
Awesome. Anything else? Anybody else has?
We can talk a little bit about esports.
Yeah. Yes. Mueller making some shifts into esports.
Correct. This is a real interesting one, actually. Again, I'm not a gamer, but as an athletic trainer, a couple of years ago, I just happened upon some really interesting, in-depth um, looks into the uh, the physical demands of esports, and it kind of blew my mind. And so we started tracking on it, and lo and behold, this whole thing, the potential, the need, and the fact that the stresses and the demands that these athletes um, put up with are unique, truly unique. And make no mistake, these gamers are athletes without question. Um, there's no doubt in our minds about that. But the repetitive motion for
Yeah.
extended periods in unnatural postures creates a lot of issues. And even aside from working with the gaming community regarding prevention, treatment, etc., and management, even the medical community, practitioners among practitioners, they're struggling with what they're seeing
Hmm.
because a lot of these conditions literally did not exist
Sure.
several years ago. And so, one example would be a tendency for physicians to diagnose wrist pain as carpal tunnel. A gamer comes to them with wrist issues. Oh, well, you've got carpal tunnel.
Right.
When in fact, that may not be the case.
Sure.
And treating a wrist scenario as you would carpal tunnel could actually exacerbate symptoms. And inside of the gaming community, which is extremely tribal, um, there's actually a small amount of distrust towards the medical community because of some of these negative experiences. So that's all part of the challenge going forward is engaging and I think first and foremost demonstrating that we are genuine and earnest in our intentions to service their needs.
I feel like it's from even the conversation I had with Sean Goff, the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. For that community, just like if they're out and the amount of money that they can, like any professional athlete,
Yep.
being out, it's probably going to impact your income. But for something that's seemingly small that
Right.
you wouldn't think would be a big deal, if that thing gets off the rails and starts going down, it is going to take some time to get back, and that's tough for a lot of people. And so, yeah, being on the preventative side,
Yeah,
is huge.
and interestingly, within the hardcore gaming, the elite competitive gaming community, um, the vast majority of these issues could be prevented and managed just with rest.
Sure.
But telling a hardcore gamer to rest,
Yep.
they'll just laugh at you. And so they have this tendency to just soldier on and play through um, these issues. And that's why we're seeing professional gamers retiring at 22 or 23 years of age because they've literally destroyed certain joints
Yep.
or and it doesn't have to be an overtly significant injury because the degree that separates a competitive gamer from a truly elite international class gamer is razor thin.
Yes.
And so these athletes are uber paranoid about losing their edge. And so they're training 8, 10, 12 hours a day. And they just, in their minds, they can't afford to break from that because
For sure.
they're going to lose that edge. It's all really fascinating.
Very cool.
We've got John Cayer now, president of Mueller, joining us. We haven't got a chance to sneak you in.
Hey, Joel.
How's it going?
Hey, Natasha.
Hi, how's it going?
You been busy?
Been very busy.
Always a good thing. The question we've been leading off with everybody is, what does being at convention mean to you?
Oh, this is a very special time of the year. When we get to come here and see all these great athletic trainers and see people we haven't seen for a long time. And this year is extra special because we've got the throwback the clock theme here at Mueller, celebrating years and years and years, over 6 decades of participating in this great profession and trying to help as much as we can, and to see the old pictures and see the old logos and how far it's evolved. We've had so many people come over to the booth and spot like one picture that they may have a personal connection with, and they often tell a story. A lot about our founder, Kurt Mueller, who did so much for the industry and was such a groundbreaker and innovator and tremendous salesperson too. And just to hear those stories, I haven't heard many of those stories yet.
Right.
A lot of unique ones.
Can imagine.
And then it often after that, it tends to evolve to talking about products and innovation. And we're very fortunate here at Mueller to have great associates and teammates like Richard, who are working on driving to that next level of innovation on everything we do. I was telling an ATC from Tennessee over here that it took us over 7 years to find the Revive technology.
Yep.
Because we got really high standards. We wanted to find the best in the industry. We did a lot of testing, did a lot of negotiating, and but that's the Mueller way. And being a private company, you can do that. You're not going quarter to quarter. You're going decade to decade. And we're fortunate with Brett Mueller to be a great owner that he can think for the long term.
For sure.
And help us find the great innovations like Revive, Thermax, work on great innovations like the Sky ankle stabilizer, first of its kind, to help prevent ankle injuries. So it's great to be a part of it, and you really feel it here at NATA. You feel it, and you feel how happy people are and how much they care, and the history is really the one for this particular NATA. The history is really going to hit me hard.
For sure.
To understand the history better, and without the great history, you can't have the great future.
That's right.
So really fantastic being here. Thank you.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people when we're like, write your name down so we can, win the Medikit 500 piece of nostalgia. I had a couple of people like, oh yeah, I had one of those back in. One was saying it was perfect for because you could sit on it as well as just store all your stuff. So it was also like a stool at the same time.
Yeah.
So kind of multi-purpose, and that nothing would get wet in it. So quality stuff all the way from the beginning there. So we're going to try and get Cody to join us
come
here.
On in.
Good to see you, sir. If you ever wanted to pretend to be a sports broadcaster, this is your opportunity with the headset on.
Here's the time. You can hear everybody right in your ears. It's nice.
There you go. Don't feel like you need to hang around if you got to get on to the next thing. So
I do. I was going to say, let me take one more picture.
Sounds good.
Okay, y'all.
Here we go. Lean in here, Cody.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get there.
Cody. There we go. Oh, hold on.
Here, I'll just move. Hold on.
And I will also stand up because I need to.
Stand up behind me. You get the booth in the background. Nice.
All right. Very cool. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jessica.
I may stand up for this next part of the interview.
know.
I think I flattened this cushion pretty good over here.
This is the fight on. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natasha.
So, Cody, I'd be curious on this. Just in talking, Cody works with the fire department in Milwaukee. Where does technology and innovation and everything come in for you as it relates to, that's kind of the theme as John was just talking about, with Mueller evolving over the years. What have you seen in particular with working with the fire department?
So the fire department's come a long way. I mean, number of years ago, nobody knew what an athletic trainer was in the fire department, and just simply to have athletic trainers there, period, is a big boost. We've come a long way too. We have Easton, we have ultrasound, we have a treatment room, we have a facility. Things are coming a long way, and the biggest thing is obviously budget as it goes, but as it starts to show up more and more in the sport world and across the country, it gets better and better.
We'll have to have a conversation. We're trying to figure out how to get some revive stuff going with our fire guys and see if we could actually see physiological changes for the better in terms of their recovery, looking at some non-invasive things to do. It's just, I know you have been tied with UW-Milwaukee on research on how heart rate doesn't ever really seem to come back down, and we're going to try and take a look at it. How does that look across, the 4 days off? Because what kind of shifts are your guys?
So we do 24 on, 48 off.
Okay.
So we and the most you can work in a 72-hour period is 48 hours. So we have our traditional schedule is you work a day, you're off 2 days. A lot of times you'll get 48 hours on, 24 hours off.
Okay.
And then we're hitting mandates in that we're low on firefighters at the moment. So there's times where they say, yeah, you did your 24-hour shift, but guess what? You're sticking around for another one.
Sure.
It's just kind of how it goes. And the recovery aspect, I can't say enough about Dr. Kyle Ebersol and UW-Milwaukee. They're unbelievable. Quite literally the smartest human I know is Dr. Ebersol. When you have other scientists sitting in a room and they're taking notes from him, that's telling you something.
For sure.
But his research on heart rate recovery and variability, I was just telling a couple of the booths, they asked about firefighters and whatever, what happens, what are the injuries that you see? And then they asked, there's a heart booth back here, and they said, what do you see for killing firefighters? And I said, you have cardiac arrest, you have cancer, and you have suicide. Those are the only three things that kill firefighters in a professional department, usually. Yep. And so being able to see that heart rate recovery, that variability in what they do, and our busiest houses are taking. We have 30 houses. We took 120,000 runs last year. I mean, crazy. Our busiest house takes 11,500 runs in a year, and that's one engine, one med unit. So you put that into perspective, and you're doing 24 runs a day plus 7, 8, 9 after midnight, no sleep, and then you go home. Your next day is ruined. You get one good day, and then you come back to work. The recovery aspect is huge in our field.
Yeah, and we're trying to understand Mueller, how we can better help your team, and we call all of your athletes industrial athletes, right? And boy, the importance of their work is incredible. So having them as fresh as possible, having them recover as quickly as possible. You were just over in our zero gravity chairs trying to revive.
I felt great. Yeah, it's we call them tactical athletes, and we started talking about
tactical.
Tactical athletes.
Tactical athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell everybody when I tell them I work for a fire department, they say, you don't have athletes. What are you working there for? I said, yeah, okay. So all you got to do is redefine what the game means, right? So instead of a ball in an end zone,
put on a set of gear and a pack and run through an air consumption course. You're an athlete.
Be 70 pounds heavier than you're supposed to be, and go into something that's 900 degrees, and then see how long you last and how much you feel like an athlete. I mean, instead of a ball in a field and a goalpost, you have the defense is a fire trying to kill you. The ball is, did you get the kid? And the scoreboard is, did you make it out alive? I mean, so it's just a different game. You just got to frame it to them like that, and people start to learn really quick what tactical athletes do.
Those are great ways to describe that. So such an area that we think needs a lot more attention from a sports medicine standpoint.
Oh, absolutely.
It's evolving, thankfully.
The needs are different. There are some common needs, absolutely, and devices like Revive can help get you ready, get you recovered faster, get those legs fresh, get everybody on the same page. But there's some injuries that you're probably prone to. There's some recovery aspects that we need to study more, so we can develop the right products to help.
Right.
It's been a history of Mueller going all the way back to Kurt Mueller. He was hyper-focused on studying and understanding and trying to be the best in innovation. And it's a long quest.
And it is. And that's one thing that I've learned really well from Dr. Ebersol is being a research physician and being an educator. He doesn't come in and say, this is what you need. Let's figure out how to make it work. He comes in and says, you're the experts on the topic. Right. What do you need? What are your issues? What are your problems? Now let's figure out a way to solve the stuff that actually matters to you. I mean, I see 80% of my injuries are shoulders and low backs. and the other half are meniscus and lateral epicondylitis.
Oh God.
You get those, and
Tennis elbow and firefighters.
exactly. And everybody, well, why does that bother you? And why do my shoulders or why does my back hurt? And they're standing like this, and you start to talk to them about it. That's not because we saw it and we said, hey, you guys have this problem, let's figure it out. That's because everybody else came to us and said, hey, my shoulders are killing me. What do we do? And it's a really cool way to look at it. What is your need and how can we fulfill that need? And Dr. Ebersol is great at doing that. So that's kind of where I picked that from. So
Absolutely.
Very cool.
But yeah, it's great here at NATA. I mean, you had an awesome booth, and like I said, I about took a nap there if there wasn't 25 people walking past me. So.
Well, you should be confident. You should know we got a whole team back up in Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin, focused on trying to learn. We have one of our researchers here asking a lot of questions. Megan's doing a great job working with Jessica. And we spend a lot of time. We don't rush it. We want to get it right.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have you come up to our campus.
I'd love to. It'd be
check
great.
it out. Joel's been there a number of times.
It'd be a lot of fun.
I need to get back. Yeah.
Stayed at the guest house.
Need to make a trip.
Well, we'll have to plan it together. We'll go out there.
There we
together.
go. That sounds good. Turn it into a good work day.
Good work day and have some fun out at Mueller. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a state-of-the-art athletic training facility.
It'd be awesome.
Called the M Center, where we bring you in and just do a lot of listening.
Right.
And we can play with a lot of modalities and do all sorts of trying different things. And it's a relaxed atmosphere.
It's awesome.
You bring people in from different parts of the building.
My athletic training room doesn't have a cool name like the M Center. Mine is Station 5.
Station 5.
It's a cool facility. We got everything you could ask for. We are pretty spoiled in Milwaukee. I mean, we have a chief that believes in us. Chief Lipsky's awesome. The city is buying in now, and they're learning kind of what it means to take care of those guys and women that they don't. It's kind of like athletic trainers, right? Everybody looks at us and, oh, you guys tape ankles and sit there on the bench. If we're not doing anything, that means everybody's healthy. That's a good day. If firefighters aren't going, then nothing bad is happening to anybody else. But when everybody else is having a bad day, they got to have their best. And so if they're not ready to go, it's a tough day.
Awesome.
Have you been enjoying NATA? You gotten anything out there?
We've gotten to a couple talks. I stood by a poster on firefighter research.
There you go.
Just hanging out. So that missed a talk or two because I had to stand there. Didn't talk to many people, but that's okay. And just been hanging out here. Always enjoy hanging out with my friends at Mueller and
it's awesome
doing everything there, and then being able to meet everybody on the podcast, which has been great.
That's cool.
Yourself included, because the only time I've met most of them are via Zoom screen.
Via Zoom screen. It's different when you're looking at a computer screen versus looking at somebody in person.
Yeah, it's been the running theme of like walking around and being like, I'm pretty sure I've met you and talked to you for an hour, but it's hard to tell because
Well, I was yesterday. We had our so I'm part of Public Service Athletic Training Society, and so we had our national meeting, our yearly meeting yesterday, and you walk in, you're like, I know who you are. I don't think we've ever met, because all the time, for COVID, it was always just look at the computer screen and I recognize your face. I don't remember where you're from. I'm sorry. When you get to meet in person, it's so much better. But yeah, there's a tactical athletic one tomorrow. There's a talk tomorrow for tactical athletics.
Time's that at?
So it's in the morning. I want to say it's like 10, 11 o'clock.
I'll have to see. It's a long drive home, so
yeah. I was going to drive. It was going to be more expensive for me to drive down here than it was to fly. So I took a puddle jumper plane from Milwaukee to Chicago, and I spent more time on the tarmac from on both sides than I did than the flight.
Go figure.
That's how it goes. But yeah, it's been fun. It's beautiful. Love the booth and all sorts of good information. So
thanks. Yeah, Jessica on our team. Have you been on yet, Jessica?
No, we got to ask her what does being here at convention mean to you? Because if I remember our conversation, you've only done.
So this is
a virtual?
Yeah, so I've only planned a virtual show, and I've attended previous convention as a sales rep, and so this is my first time planning a 40 by 40 booth. Especially, we had we pivoted to a this beautiful booth. It was a group effort with a short amount of time, but I pulled off spectacularly. So. Convention to me means showing off all of our innovation, everything we've been working on over the last year, and then some. Because honestly, we're looking at products right now for 2025, 2026, 27, even to 28 and 29. We're looking out that far to, think what is the next great innovation
For sure.
for athletic trainers. So really happy to, the booth that turned out really well, and it seems like everyone's enjoying trying out all of our new innovation.
And Jessica did a lot of great work pulling it all together. And in our building, there's a big warehouse. And so Jessica created this in the warehouse first.
Okay.
And so we were all walking around and looking at it from different angles. And Jessica's like, what about this? What about this? What about this? So many great ideas. And I think it just kept getting better and better.
It did. It just honestly, we kind of was on autopilot, to be honest, because we were going to do our previous booth with a big structure. It was very impressive, but I got to be really creative with all of this, and it just kept building and building, and just developed into this theme of advancing athletic training and sports medicine for over 60 years. And we will continue to innovate athletic training and sports medicine for the next 60 years plus.
And this one was, to build on Jessica's comment, this one was extra special because of the history. Mm-hmm. And at a family company, especially this one, the history is so important. Kurt Mueller was an icon, right, in the industry. And all of the pictures, each one, I mean, there's like thousands of pictures at Mueller. When you come visit Cody, you're going to see all these pictures and like, wow, which ones to feature. And Brett Mueller, who's the owner and CEO, the son of Kurt, that is very personal, right, for him. And so Jessica and the team really trying to decide what to bring to best showcase all that 60 years plus,
right,
in something that would be visually appealing,
but
also practical.
For sure.
And just got the idea of, let's bring the van down too. So
I'm enjoying now that I see it, the disco ball hanging off the rear
disco
mirror.
ball.
I was gonna say, is that what you use for your review mirror? That's an impressive one.
That shows we mean business, but we also like to party.
That's right.
There may or may not be a few throughout the office that I also added at the same time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You gotta have fun.
Speaking of the office, what I really, to John's point, I really wanted to bring that feeling that we get to experience every day walking through the halls.
Sure.
Seeing all that history.
Yeah.
Every day I see a new photo that I'm like, oh my God, who? That's who? Like, Kurt's with who? And so I wanted to try to bring that feeling here for all of the athletic trainers to experience that long history within sports medicine. And so, and I think it's turned out pretty well. So very happy.
I would agree.
It's been so fun to have people come over and just tell a story.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And Kurt did so much for the industry. He came up with the term sports medicine and did so much to build up the athletic training profession, not only here in the U.S., but all over the world.
Right.
We just came back from the World Federation of Athletic Trainers and Therapists in Tel Aviv, Israel.
Oh, wow.
Which is an organization that NATA is a part of, the Canadian version of NATA, Taiwan. All these countries are all part of this, and they're at the World Congress. So to see all that, it was great. But going back to the NATA, I remember 2019 Vegas. I don't know if, Joel, you weren't there at that one.
No.
That was like the peak. And that was the last year Kurt was alive. And he was slowing down at that point in time, but he came in and set him up in a chair. And it was so cool to see all the people from all the different companies, a lot of athletic trainers from history across all sports, all professions, come up and sit down next to Kurt and tell a story. And never forget that. We have a great group picture from that sits on our wall.
I was
Really
definitely
cool.
out there. I definitely stopped.
You were
by.
there.
I was there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
And I'm obviously biased because I enjoy everything you guys do and have been, working with you for so long. But that's always been impressive to me is just like the personal appeal to it. Like I walked up yesterday, Brett Mueller comes across the way to come say hi, remembers who I am for the thousands and thousands of people that he interacts with and gets to know just have him be able to recall my name. And I haven't seen him in months, if not longer, and just like your whole staff and how that goes is something that really makes such a big impression on athletic trainers, because it's that, and just people in general, obviously, just that connection of, you're not just a sale, you're not just a push like that. We're just legitimately here to try and make things better. We want to hear from you, and we're going to remember you. And
well, just even when I walk past, and somebody comes on, hey, Wisconsin, hey, he's from Wisconsin. Everybody comes over. This guy's from Wisconsin. We got to talk to Milwaukee. I'll buy you. So yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's personable, and that's what we appreciate. I mean, that's even when we're talking about patient care. That's what they care the most. I mean, we had at our public service event last night, we had a firefighter and a police officer from Indiana come in and talk to us about what do they expect from us, or what are they looking for from us. And the number one thing they both said was, we just want you to be there. We want you to be personable. We want you to take care of us. We want to be able to come to you and know that when we call you, you're going to pick up the phone, and you're going to know what you're talking about, and you're going to let us, say our piece. Sometimes just being an ear is good enough. And so having that personability and that, connection that you can make with any athlete or any person in the industry is awesome. And then, I mean, even an athletic trainer, everybody talks. I mean, everybody,
sure.
Hey, did you stop here? Did you do this? Did you see this place? I've met 6 or 8 new friends that are going to come into our organization, and it's a lot of fun. So that personability is awesome.
Did you see the big red bag?
Big red bag.
Always the big red bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There's I've got the white bag. I got the white bag over there.
We
right
ran
now.
out. We ran out. There's too many people here.
It's not a bad thing. We could use more ATs. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
More red bag. Yeah.
One of the things I love about Mueller is that we truly are a family-owned company, a small company. We, it's funny. It seems like there's a perception that we are much, huge corporation.
Yeah.
We are a multinational, global company, but we're still a small team, very scrappy team, and it's really, it means a lot to be part of a company like that, because you're not just another number and just another body.
Yep.
You're an integral part of the entire system. So and there's just a lot of passion behind helping not only athletic trainers and their athletes, but also consumers and just everyday individuals that are keeping them active in the game of life. That's our tagline for a reason, because we truly believe it.
And that's what athletic trainers do, right? Is taking care of other people, and that's what we're passionate about. I'm big into saying, I'm lucky. Everybody asks me if I love my job and why, and I do. Everybody else, I want to get the quarterback back to the game, or I want to get the pitcher on the mound, or whatever. I get to tell people I serve people that serve people for a living.
Yep.
I serve people that provide a service to other people for a living.
Yeah.
And so I'm not. And don't get me wrong, I'm not belittling athletics. I played all the way through college, but going back to the mound versus putting a firefighter or a paramedic back on a rig to go take care of somebody else, that's not only their livelihood, but it could be saving somebody else's too.
Sure.
And so being able to be a part of making sure they stay in the front line, making sure they stay active in the department and ready to take care of other people is what we love most about it. And that's what I love about this job. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
No,
it's great.
One of the reasons why I've stayed within the sports medicine industry is because I really have always enjoyed helping individuals. And I'm not an athletic trainer myself. I like to joke that I'm a YouTube athletic trainer because I just teach myself a lot of the stuff. But, it really has just been so fulfilling being within this industry and seeing products like Revive that are truly just life-changing for individuals. Revive actually started off in the lymphedema market.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of science behind why Revive operates the way it does, why the garments are the way that they are. And it's really, truly just to get the best outcome for individuals with varying degrees. I'm not an athlete by any means. I used to do cheerleading, but it's been a long time. I was a competitive cheerleader, so it was true, not just rah-rah. But man, if I had Revive back then, that would have been amazing. But even still, just running around the office, I'll pop on the boots and maybe in a meeting have the calf boots on, or take them if we're traveling.
Yep.
So they're great for plane.
Seen plenty of those pictures.
Yep.
Maybe we can figure out a way to put them inside a pair of bunker pants so that our
There
guys
you
can get
go.
them in the house.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and Thermex, I don't know if y'all are using Thermex at all, but I could totally see in the industrial setting Thermix being a game changer because of that hot, cold, and contrast therapy plus the compression.
Right.
So, try to get ahead of some of those injuries as they're starting to creep up.
Prevention is huge. If you can get it before it gets you, that's a big bonus.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Thermax has been, I think, the last couple of years our best innovation. It's really changed how people recover with that contrast therapy, and because it gets really cold and really warm really fast, without ice, without all the hassles of a lot of stuff, it's been really a very rewarding one to take to different settings,
Right.
and we do a demo program with that, so you try it out for a couple weeks,
Right.
and see what you think. And 99% of the people go, yeah.
Send me a
I'd like
couple.
Can
one.
I keep this
I'd
one?
like, yeah. They always say,
Right,
"Can I
right.
keep it?" No, we gotta keep track of those demos. Sometimes demos disappear, Joel.
That
You
never
never
happened.
know.
I don't know.
Never happens.
Not with this guy.
But it's
You
been,
guys know where to find me too easily.
it's been great, and we travel all over the world at Mueller.
Yep.
We're in over 100 countries, and we show these innovations everywhere we go, and we listen for what are they hearing, from their needs or technologies, and that's been a great hallmark of the company, is being able to source innovation, create innovation, but at the end of the day, we're trying to help the athletic trainer do their job better, easier, faster, so they can support the athletes, support the tactical.
That's right.
Right. So
That's right.
it's really a rewarding industry to work in. That's for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah, I love it.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on the ATSS. Have you gotten a chance to see this? I'm curious if
I
you
haven't.
could see us in your setting working out very well. So it's going to be a little difficult with our table. Maybe if we could just move a couple things real quick. So this is much
What is that
better
noise?
demonstrated being able to hang it,
Mhm.
but
I can hold it up.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is called the ATSS. It's going to be the newest kit in our Merit line. And the cool thing is that all rolls up and fits into that
Nice.
briefcase area. So the idea is to have, just a little bit of every, bandage, proton ion, whatever it may be, readily available. So you don't have to have the whole box, whatever
Right.
it may be.
And I mean, honestly, that's that would be something that the academy, if I could see it used, it would be at the academy where we get those little bumps, scrapes, bruises, nicks, cuts, all that kind of stuff going through training every day. And normally we're running over to either one of the med units that's parked there, or one of the engines or trucks, and pulling out their med kit and finding what they have, and do we have it or do we not? Something that we can put right in their locker room, and if you guys need it, here it is, and go ahead and use it. That'd be where I see that.
Absolutely.
I could see that being huge in like the PRN world. Just somebody that goes and covers a lot of, and you
Yep.
just need those little, the Band-Aids. You're not bringing a whole kit because hopefully they're providing. But if you wanted to have your own backup, and then you could literally just mount up somewhere,
Yep.
Drop
do it
down.
and have it drop down. That would be, I see that being huge, and I would love that for travel with
Right.
in the collegiate setting instead of having too many other things. If that saved me some space in this kit, because I could do that to just fill it out with more
Yeah.
stuff, that would probably
Right.
be a
Yeah.
way that I'd look to go for sure.
Yeah, it actually started off, Merit is very much so in the military tactile setting. The kit started off in the being used in Blackhawks.
Oh.
Being able to hang up in the helivacs. And so we've adapted it to athletic trainers. Unique features that we've kind of tailored to make it more tailored to an athletic trainer's needs. So, but that's a great idea about the PRN for sure. So
Maybe there's a go for partnership there for you.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to reach out to Ellis.
There you go.
So, but
Awesome. Anything else you guys wanted to cover?
actually, you know what? I do have the our pro strips here. I just wanted to call it out because what we're seeing here is actually deceiving. Might look like our old pro strips
Sure.
that had branding on them on the actual bandage itself. Cool thing is we've come out with a no logoed, unbranded version. So
Gotcha.
this is the paper backing. It's
Ah.
you just toss it. And so, that was a lot of feedback we received, is that, athletes can't use
No, you definitely
pro
get yelled
strips
at.
with the branding. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we
Too many rules.
Yep. So we're working on some further advancements also with this, but some different colors and whatnot. But that be in the near future. But the white will be available in the next couple weeks, and so really excited about that. And it's we were able to get the pricing to be much more economical for individuals since we're not branding it. So
Sure.
excited about it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And of course the aerosols, but I think you already talked about that.
Yes, we
So-
got that mixed in there. So
Aerosols
Sure.
are back. Toughener
Yeah,
is back
love
and
it.
ready to go.
Love it. You got to have all the fundamentals as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw that on one of the pages
Exactly.
I'm on. Where's all the aerosol?
Yep, exactly, yeah. So
This the past few years, the global supply chain crisis, aerosol ingredient, pre-wrap
Resin.
ingredient, resin. It's been a wild ride, and
I can imagine.
at Mueller, we're like, let's just slow down the roller coaster. And the good thing about us is we can, being a private company, we can buy for the long term.
Sure.
So we want to always have the right product for you at the right time when you need it and get it to you very fast. And if you have any issues at all, when you call Mueller, you get a real person. You get a family person from Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin, who's friendly.
Yeah.
Right?
I
You
love that
get it.
Wisconsin friendliness.
You get it, Cody, being a Wisconsinner. Yeah, but just the last thing I want to say, Joel, is thank you for having us, and thank you for being here at NATA. Very special that you could be here. We're very focused on how do we better help this great profession, and the more we can have conversations like this, the more we can be together,
For sure.
the better for everybody.
Absolutely.
So-
Well, we appreciate the support, and I speak for the profession in that regard, and also personally and with the podcast. So
Thank you so
it's been
much.
it's been a great friendship to have.
Yes, thank you.
we love our athletic trainers, and we just want to continue to advance the profession, and whatever setting that may be.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And with 60 plus years, we still consider ourselves young in this, and we got a lot more to learn and more to do to help. But
Good,
we
good
say
mindset.
built in sport, made for ATs.
There you go.
So
There you go.
Yep.
excellent. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Joel.
Of course. I think we might have another one or two that we'll pop on here real quick, and we'll call her a day.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
I'm going to hit up a couple of lectures yet today and then see what I can find around the city yet. So
Sounds good.
Awesome. I appreciate you having me, man. Nice catching
Let
up
us
with
know
you.
what you're up to tonight. We'll catch you.
We will. Thank you, sir.
All right. Is there any other kind?
No, there is not. There is not. Are we doing video or audio or?
This is going to be mostly audio on the back end.
Okay,
She's been
perfect.
semi-running live stream.
Nice.
Not really sure how well the audio is coming through with our little lav mic there, but we're trying. You going to pop on for the last bit of it? So kind of wrapping up all this, I almost feel like it's fitting. We have fellow podcast host Ryan Stevens from the Catalyzing ATs podcast, and now consulting
Yes.
and
yes.
all kinds of big things. But before we kind of touch on that, because I want to hear about it, the one question we've kind of been asking everybody is, what does coming to convention mean to you?
To me, it means unity. We are all one team. Whether doesn't matter what setting you're in. It doesn't matter what level of career you're in. We are all unified and jointly as athletic trainers, and we all play our own role in elevating our profession. And when you come to an opportunity, a convention like this, you get to meet so many wonderful people. You get to learn new things. You get to be reminded of things we've forgotten in the past. And ultimately, it comes back to us being unified as a profession
Sure.
to make a bigger impact, to represent ourselves well. So that's what comes to mind with me is unity, coming together as a one big team and taking over Indianapolis and
There you
having
go.
a good time with it.
So consulting, what's
Yes.
happening?
Yeah, so I'm excited. Just launched the Catalyzing Coaching and Consulting. I've gone all in on the Catalyzing brand, And ultimately, and then Joel, you and I have talked before a bunch. It's funny, we just met for the first time this week.
Yeah, in person, yeah.
Joel sits right behind me, and we're texting each other. It's like in college
That's
when you're like
funny.
IMing the person across the room from you.
Literally was I didn't want to interrupt his conversation, and so he was messaging me about going to. I was like, "Oh, I'm busy," and then he's like, "Oh, I'll run into you later." I was like, "Well, I'm literally sitting right behind you, so."
That's so funny.
Because the talk was about to start. I didn't want to be disruptful,
No.
so.
I loved it.
Oh, it
I
was the
loved
soft labs one.
Yeah, the soft skills. Yeah,
Soft
it was.
skills, yeah.
So
it was awesome.
It was
awesome.
the least awkward way I could come up with trying to do it.
That's right. So it was really great meeting you in person for the first time. We've talked so much, but ultimately, yeah, getting back to catalyzing coaching and consulting, I've been blessed over the years to be a part of some really amazing athletic training teams, as well as teams that were built with physical therapists, with fitness coaches, with administrative team members, leaders. And when it comes to being a member of a team, when you're a member of an awesome team, when you have that feeling of that everybody's there for one another, when you feel valued, when you feel like you can be unified on the same mission, it feels really good to be a part of that.
For sure.
And so I want to help more organizations feel that. I want to help be that spark for more healthcare organizations to make sure that they're keeping their employees in-house. They're not losing them through turnover. They're retaining them. They're providing growth within. We're working on our interpersonal skills, our soft skills that we that workshop yesterday. And ultimately it just comes down to, I don't come in with the answers. I'm not coming in and saying, hey, you need glasses, take mine. I'm coming in to ask the questions so that you can come up with your own solution, so that you can own it moving forward. Because I'm only with you for a 3-month period as a temporary teammate, or I'm only with you for a workshop series. So my job is to get you to think about things in your own perspective and then support you in delivering them moving forward and asking the right questions. Because if I just tell you to do stuff, it's less buy-in. But if you can come up with your own solutions and I can affirm them or help you tweak them, you're more likely to carry them forward. And so, I still am going to have my niche programs for athletic trainers. I'm still going to do some specialty programs throughout the year. But I want to make a bigger impact one team at a time in the realm of healthcare, because compassion fatigue is real. Burnout is real. And I don't want to see more athletic trainers leave our profession. And I also don't want to see professionals feeling that burnout that leads to them not being able to deliver what they're capable of. So I feel this is my part to help both leaders and team members. I don't just coach the leaders. I come in and I coach the team members, the front office staff, the doctors, the leaders, all together on a unified front so that they're working as one team. So that's also unity there.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got a question from your org side?
Well, I'm like, I need your card because I'm more on the administrative side of a specialty orthopedic clinic. So listening to that, I'm like, oh, that's like, there could probably be some really good stuff there. I just started the manager role in September. So like,
well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's great. But yeah, I've this whole new battle of understanding a whole clinic and getting it well oiled and getting everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
So I think it's really great that there's resources like yourself to provide for these people who want to do a great job leading as well as just making everything work smoothly.
Think about this. You're a member of a band. All right, Joel, you play the kazoo. All right.
Nice.
And I play the drums.
We've been big on the harmonica.
That's
at our
right.
home lately.
Okay, you play the harmonica.
So
and
I was been into it.
Okay,
so
I'll take
we need a lead singer, and we all play our own instrument. We want the song to sound beautiful, but we all have our own role, and we all have to also be aware of what the other instruments are doing to complement what we're doing.
Mine would not be singing. That'd be bad news.
Mine would definitely not be singing.
Yeah, you can take that.
I'll take the singing.
Yeah, you can do it.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. So when you have
look at that teamwork, we all agree.
I love it. I love it. When you
Find
have
the
a
strength.
team, it's just like a band, an orchestra, and then you have the leaders who are the producers and the orchestra leaders, the conductors. Everybody has to be unified, yet they do their own part. They all have to own their own space, their own spark to create that forward motion. But it's also not just about the service you provide. It's about feeling motivated to be there for one another so that you will go to bat for one another. And also feeling the autonomy of like, hey, I can make some of my own decisions. I'm not being micromanaged. I have the ability to contribute in a way that I'm capable of. And then for others to recognize that as well. So, it's exciting for me. I'm excited to break out the Catalyzing Team Championship custom WWE style belt.
I did see
when,
that.
When
like
we wrap up our programs with people. Yeah. And you know me, Joel, I got to keep an interesting flair to it, and that's exciting for us. So I'm excited to see where it goes. My workshops, my speaking engagements, that's nationwide. I'll go wherever partnerships want to have a little support. When it comes to my on-site coaching and consulting, my 2 to 3 month programs, that is basically the Mid-Atlantic region, DC up to Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Maryland. So that's a little closer to home
for sure.
Me,
yeah,
for
that makes sense.
Yeah. So
awesome.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's good to finally meet you in person and
it's fantastic.
Connect, and we'll get another. Once you really get up and rolling, we'll have to do another episode with you branching out into something new.
I appreciate that, and ultimately, if I can do my part to help more athletic trainers and other healthcare professionals feel like they can do what they're capable of, that I feel like I've done my job. It's not about my success; it's about seeing them being happy and healthy and emotionally as well as mentally in their jobs, and feeling that again, just. People ask me about the capital AT in my catalyzing. Of course, it's athletic trainers, but it's also awesome team. It's about feeling a part of an awesome team. Actually, I'm planning on writing a book here in the near future that will be about catalyzing awesome teams. And I got to keep it cheesy.
There you go. No.
but it feels good to be a part of an awesome team. So yes,
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
But I appreciate you, Joel, for what you're doing. I love the daily journal stuff and the leadership stuff that you're putting out there. I think it's just very refreshing. I love to see that. I just love to see the different thought leaders throughout our profession in different ways, shapes, and forms. And I think that's ultimately what's going to move us forward as a profession. It's not just about saying to our next generation, hey, we want the future of athletic training to look like this. It's, okay, here's where we are now. What do you want it to look like, and how can we help you get it there in alignment with what we're doing right now?
For sure.
And the stuff that you're talking about is very much in line with supporting that, and so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, and we appreciate what you're doing, and look forward to seeing what it all turns out to here in the future.
Absolutely. And I told you, I'm going to come out to Wisconsin someday. I'm going to come visit. So
sounds good. We can make that happen for sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a quick thank you to everybody who came by and chatted with us at NATA. This was a great opportunity to meet people, a fun one. Just really, even listening to it again, it's so awesome to meet incredible people, and we look forward to connecting with more people in the future. And thank you to all of our past guests and future guests. We really enjoy connecting with you, telling your story, and having just fun along the way, and looking forward to meeting new people in the future. Thank you again to Mueller Sports Medicine for letting us host this at their booth. It was a great time, something we really enjoyed, and again, for everything you do, not only for us, but for the AT profession. If you have ideas, any things that come up, please connect with Mueller. They'd be happy to hear it, figure out how it works, and see what they can do to help you do your job. Until next episode.